Hi, we're your average Schlubs again. Now we have a new person.
Yes, we do.
So this is our other friend, Youssef.
Mm-hmm.
We've been friends with him since freshman year, just like everybody else that's been in these videos. And today we're going to be doing a review of Mad Max Fury Road, the latest installment in the George Miller Apocalypse franchise. Very simple plot, but a lot to it. The plot is basically there's a group of people who are trying to escape from some bad people across the post-apocalyptic wasteland. And then chaos ensues.
Yeah, and it's great.
And it's great.
Lots of chaos.
Dean, do you want to start us off this time? What were your initial thoughts?
I had no expectations of this movie.
And also, what are all our past experiences with Mad Max in general?
Yeah, see, I had never seen any of the Mel Gibson Mad Maxes before this one. And so I saw Mad Max, the first Mad Max, after Fury Road, and was pretty disappointed, but I think it just comes to show that this one took it to the next level. It was very escalated on its action and violence, and it was a fun movie. It was really good to see on the big screen. Not enough can be said about how well shot it was. It was a very beautifully shot movie, and all the acting was spot on. Overall, it was just a really fun movie to see, I think.
Yusuf?
Yeah.
Yeah, you must.
To be honest, going through the movie after this long day we had, I was like, okay, cool, I can take a nap. Apparently that was not an option.
Nope.
Whoa, so much action, and you can't get sick of it because it elevated so much. There was a lot of action, there was a lot of intense scenes with a lot of motions going on, and then so much action again. Yay!
Yeah.
And I honestly never watched any of the movies Mad Max. I don't think I'm planning to watch them, being a graphics freak. And I loved the movie. I thought it was too much action, personally, but the balancing between emotions and all of that made it okay to put that much action. The acting was amazing, and the fact that you told me the stunts were actually done, not by computer, that just blew my mind.
Right.
Yeah.
Wow. But yeah, that's a good movie. I really watch it again. I don't mind. It's a really good movie.
So before Mad Max came out, I actually tried to watch the first one too, and the first beginning action sequence was really good, and I really liked it. But then it kind of slowed down after that, and I was just wanting more from the trailer of the new one. But then before that, I actually thought it was a Twisted Metal, the video game. I thought it was a Twisted Metal movie, which is really a lot kind of similar how it feels. But overall, George Miller, it's George Miller, right?
Yeah.
George Miller's done some things in action that I have never seen before. And it's exciting all the way through, and I still can't even believe that those were all practical.
His actions.
I can't believe it. It's crazy. And then at the same time, what Youssef was saying, it is a lot of action. You'd think maybe that would take away from it, but he does a good job in making sure you know what's going on. He incorporates a lot of the the plot line into the action, so but without losing any energy or what's going on, I don't know, intensity. So it's really well done. It's a lot different than anything I've ever seen. I just really loved it.
So I've seen the Mad Max trilogy. I like the first one quite a bit. I love the second one. The third one's it's okay, but this one it's just. This movie was just a fucking masterpiece.
That's the only way you can describe the way it is.
You so much.
This is what I think of the movie.
It was so great. It was just, oh my god. This was just the pure craft of filmmaking was just this movie. Yeah, this movie was just George Miller made something here that is just extraordinarily, like you said, it combined the action with the plot is propelled by the sequences of action. It's not the other way around where the action is
like carrying.
The action is the plot, and he was
so good.
His direction for a 70-year-old man was just so kinetic and frantic and just beautifully chaotic. And also, it's funny that we're talking about this in Tomorrowland in the same day because they're both like female-led pictures that are like, this is a piece of feminist blockbuster filmmaking.
Yeah, I didn't mention that. I love that factor. They really incorporated that. Like they showed how. Give me the freaking gun. I'm gonna shoot this. I know what you're fucking doing.
You suck. Yeah.
And he was like, okay, just use my.
Just shoot it.
Charlize Theron was an amazing casting choice.
She was.
For this movie.
I think her and Tom Hardy were both
I love her as an actress. I think she really holds herself as like the archetype of like a strong woman, female role,
leader.
And she really killed it for this movie.
Oh yeah.
And Tom Hardy, Tom Hardy is
flawless
fucking
and everything.
Awesome.
Yeah, I haven't had a problem with Tom Hardy and anything.
Like, you know.
What you think, John?
What's your?
All right, so. Well, following 4 other people that have talked about the same film in the last minute, they've probably about said everything, but it was an absolutely breathtaking film that you couldn't relax to. Like, you got into this film and you were just, oh my god, wait, what oh, that happened? Like, you didn't know what to do and you
Oh shit!
Like, I remember Austin saying this after the movie, like, during, like, all of a sudden you'd cut the action and you'd see a black screen, you just heard everybody, like, release their breath. Yeah. No one knew how to breathe during it because you're just, like, seeing bombs fly everywhere and guitar man with you actually, what do I do? Like,
this movie actually gave you an adrenaline rush.
It did.
Like, it was insane.
Like, it was so action-packed and so, it, like, took over everything that you normally thought. Like, you lost the consciousness to start breathing and blinking. You were just staring at the screen like, oh my god. It was really good, and I loved the movie. Like it kept you into it the entire time too, which is amazing with that amount of action. Because you'd feel like there might be something that like repeats or something like that, but there wasn't.
Yeah,
like,
he never repeated his action.
Everything.
You always had something new. Like something different was gonna happen. There was some new car that was baffling that you didn't know what to think about. Like
new character, it's just freaking weird.
This movie's weird.
It is weird, but it's awesome.
You mentioned that we talked about it. And we mentioned it's so freaking weird, which makes it so good.
It's
just so good.
And
like in Avengers, I actually like spaced out for a bit, but in that movie, I never even blinked.
And I think a big part of that's the practicality of it. Like, you know, we all at least liked the Avengers, but like with movies like that, they eventually turn into like just CGI overload, which is beautiful CGI, but you can there's just a part of like a disconnect in your brain that, you know, it's not real, but like this,
but you feel real.
It. You know,
feel like
it could happen.
You actually sit there and there's parts where you're like, oh, shoot, dang, oh. And there's parts where I actually out loud was like, oh, like I couldn't help it. It just comes out. Like,
I am the scales of justice.
Hold the flag closer to my face. I am.
Just absolute and like the guitar man, he was playing an actual working flaming guitar.
Yes,
like, again, that is
insane.
a practical thing that they built, something that shoots out flames. Like that's something that could have easily been done in post, but like George Miller has the craftsmanship to do it in the filming.
That's
of it.
such a weird thing to put in just a car that has speakers and a guy playing a guitar. It would only work in this movie. And like, it's so great.
And like he literally did nothing with that guitar the entire film. He just played the guitar. You were excited about that man.
He did, you were like, oh yeah.
He took it from him, killed a couple of people, gave him the guitar back.
To it. And the way that like the movie, like when it's pulled back, the soundtrack's playing, the fucking great sound. Gee, I'm cussing out.
We have to. It's so emotional.
The great soundtrack, and then they would go to the guitar man, and the soundtrack would turn to him actually playing the soundtrack. Like that was such a really clever, subtle thing that
That's crazy.
George Miller just was full of. Just
70-year-old man has some knowledge.
Yes, he
good
does.
ideas.
He knows his shit.
He knows his stuff. He does. And like we talked about, it's so funny that he also, has made Happy Feet.
Yeah, it's so weird.
And
I call bullshit.
And Babe too. Like
I call bullshit.
He's
very
such a
diverse director.
Yeah, he is. He's a genius.
Pig in the City.
Pig in the City. Yeah, he's a genius. There's very few filmmakers out there that just like have the attention to their craft that he does.
Did the past movies explain the silver spray into the mouth that they?
No.
It's like
Yeah.
it's
That
like
was
their
new to this
specific
one.
like
That was kind of
religion.
an adrenaline.
It was like
thing.
his
Yeah, like a-
brainwash.
Yeah, because he
Going
said
to
you'll
be
always be
accepted into
shining.
Valhalla.
So
Yeah.
it was just kind of like a thing, like I'll always be seen. I think.
When he chose that
Dying
guy
on
to,
Fury
and he
Road.
has sprayed his mouth and like I chose you right now, you could actually go for it. Like
Yeah.
he's so proud of that honor.
It's like a cult
Yeah.
leader.
Yeah,
It's like a-
pretty much.
Chrome.
Yeah,
He
that's
pretty
much
much
what he was.
brainwashed his minions. Their minions
Yeah.
that
Yeah.
did his bidding. It was great though.
That's why when he realized, I was like, oh fuck, he was lying to us. He was brainwashing us,
Yeah.
and he just actually tried to kill him. And he killed everyone. Like, yeah, oh, that was a good tilt. It's like, oh
Yeah.
man, just kill everyone.
We should talk a little bit about I have to. Do you want to go into this one? Go into like the actual what we think about it being a or if we don't think it is a feminist blockbuster, because you know, it's funny, you know, dumb Meninist things that exist now. There was a group of Meninists that, as the movie was coming out, they were saying, "Oh, don't go see this movie because it's feminist propaganda, because it's telling you that men are bad and blah 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 and this
Men
and that
are
and
bad."
men are bad." Like, I think that it's pretty great that George Miller injects that idea into the movie, that here is the patriarchy, Imperator Joe, like he's a symbol for the patriarchy. Here's a group of women that are coming in to fix the mess that men made, because you know, this movie's post World War III nuclear warfare. Who would cause that? The men that are in power. So it's going to take a different change, and that's women and what they represent. But they also don't.
Babe.
But you know, he doesn't sacrifice the women being tough at the same time.
Yeah.
But
There's one point when
that-
she tackles Tom Hardy off his feet.
yeah,
Exactly.
That is insane. Just that
She-
image alone, strength all the way. But then she has all these other leadership qualities.
yeah.
Exactly. And the other woman taking the
Like
gun
you could,
trying to kill
yeah,
him.
you could see that she is in charge. She's the one with the plan. She's gonna fix things.
And there's a thing called, I don't know if you guys know about it, it's called the Bechdel test in filmmaking.
Yeah.
So it's a rule that if very few films actually pass it, there's 3 parts to the rule. 1, do you have more than one female main character in your movie?
Yeah.
2, are those females allowed to talk to each other? And 3, are their conversations allowed to be about something other than the main man in the movie? Very few
I
movies
totally
actually
know that.
pass that. This does. There's
Easily
there's like
passes that.
there's what
Oh.
Max is the
Mad Max is like the supporting character
yeah,
in this
yeah,
movie.
yeah,
Which you don't
Yeah.
expect, but it
works.
It's better.
Mhm.
Like I would much rather
Yeah.
see her taking charge than just Mad Max just doing.
And
Right.
she was
crazy
the
stuff all the
perfect
time.
female correspondent to how we expected Mad Max to be. You know, she was the female version of Mad Max. You know, and you know, we were having a conversation. It was after we saw Ex Machina, which it had nothing to do with the conversation of women, but we got into a discussion about that. There's not enough films that focus on empowering feminism, empowering women,
right.
and this movie comes out
Yeah,
and it's
easily does.
exactly the point I was trying to make. You know, having a female figure like Charlize Theron that is she just kicks ass. You know, and it's not like she's not like hyper masculine. She's just
She's not
Yeah, she's
sacrificing
still
her
pretty,
femininity.
yeah.
she's just, you know, she was sexy, but you know,
And then at the same time with the other female characters, even though they weren't the main characters, they still showed
the
like
old lady,
strength. The old ladies
The old
and the
ladies
young
and the young
ladies.
Her
Yeah.
line where she was like, we had to like survive.
and
Yeah.
independence.
Yeah, you
and,
killed, but you
yeah,
have to survive.
Mm-hmm.
That was-
yeah.
Yeah,
They
and
definitely
that
held
whole
their own.
society that was like the Greenland had survived
Yeah.
by themselves, and it was an all-female society
Yeah.
Mothers,
of
all
mothers.
mothers.
Yeah, and that was like another thing that's just like in this world they aren't the inferior or anything. It was like they
Like,
are.
The mantra
Part of it.
that they all keep saying, that we're not things. Like
Yeah.
they keep repeating that, and I really like that.
You
It
know,
was-
and it didn't even bother me. You know, I can't believe that they would even say that like this is feminist propaganda. Like it didn't even faze me at all when they got to where the Green Line was supposed to be, and it ran into a bunch of old women that were like trained
Believably
snipers,
badass.
Yeah,
and
they were
they
freaking
just kicked
great.
ass.
Yeah.
It's like, you know, that's awesome. You know, it didn't seem.
I personally got
Silly.
into the movie thinking what you said, like it's a feminist movie, and I was like, okay, well, let's see that. Throughout the whole movie, I did not even get that feeling. I saw everything. I was like, yeah, this could why this is happening right now.
Right.
Like, why this is not something like
It's not
propaganda.
not
Yeah.
Meninist.
Yeah.
Whatever
This is
that
not
means.
something like trying to like
As someone who
raise
thinks that,
feminists
Yeah.
above or anything. Like this happens in
It's
real life.
normal. We
Women
need
beat
more.
the crap out of all men all the time.
I know more.
We wouldn't have lasted 5 seconds in this movie.
I would have get my ass kicked so fast.
Yeah.
Ridiculously. But, like, people thinking that, it's just sad. It's really sad. If you think that, if you watch some movie like that, you think, oh, no, men are not like that, you're an idiot. Men are like that.
Men are
like
joke.
that.
Yeah.
Men will kill and rule and brainwash just because they want to be in power.
Yeah.
Yep.
They want to rule the societies. And if you saw what he was doing, what's his face? The white guy?
Yeah,
Crazy.
Peter
The crazy,
Joe.
yeah. He was milking them?
Yeah.
Like cows? Like, what the fuck is wrong with you?
Yeah.
And like getting 9 or like 6 wives,
Yep.
and the most beautiful, obviously, between them for himself
Right.
only. So it just shows you like men just want power,
Mhm.
and the only way to insert
makes
their
you
power is to use use women to show how much power they have.
Right. Yeah.
That's the only way, and that's sad.
Yep.
But it's true in our society.
Mhm.
Men will not have power unless they show it against the opposite sex.
Yeah. George
Yeah.
Miller did a great
Yeah,
job.
yeah.
And he
I loved
did
how
an
this
amazing
movie
job
did.
showing that. He did an amazing job showing that this is how our society works, the patriarchy, and how the fact there's no woman in power in that kind of society. Where in the Green Line, the society that survived on its own, and the only problem was this, like the land itself. That's
Right.
not something they had control over. Survived all these years on its own with no problems.
Yeah.
With the other society, you can see so many problems, so many people losing their arms, so many people wishing to kill the main person.
Yeah.
Just like that, because it's our society like that. The hierarchy is only ruled by men. That will literally destroy this world
Yeah.
soon enough.
We need changes.
Yeah.
We need a Tomorrowland future. We don't need a Mad Max future.
Yeah. Right.
Should we go into final thoughts then?
Yeah.
I get it. Good. Probably something quick too.
Yeah. All right. I was absolutely amazed by this movie. Best action movie I've seen in quite some time, and it was pulled off well. All the characters, I didn't have a problem with a single one of the characters. The direction was great. And the plot ended up being great because the plot could have been really lame if the action didn't drive it, but it ended up being really good, and I'd give this movie an A+. A+.
A plus. Yeah, I completely agree. This movie was perfect. I have not a single criticism of it. I think that 2015 might as well just stop and move on to 2016.
Yeah. Except for Star Wars.
Hopefully
Except
Star
for Star
Wars
Wars.
is
I'm looking for
And I want to see
yeah.
Jurassic World.
Yeah.
But that's
yeah.
That's all. You have to see it. It's just a classic. You
Yeah,
have to see it.
exactly.
I liked when what was it, Avengers 2 when they showed the Jurassic World and someone was like, eh.
No, that was Terminator.
Yeah, that
one.
was the Terminator.
Yeah,
That was
Terminator.
Terminator?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Everyone
Sure.
was rooting for Jurassic World.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think it's funny I don't think another movie will be better this summer. I don't expect one to be.
I don't. Yeah, me neither.
This is definitely my favorite movie of the year so far. I also give it an A+.
Yep. The only thing I can say is it's perfect. So
It's
A+.
perfect.
This is a 10 out of 10 movie. Everyone needs to see it.
Yeah.
So
Yeah, definitely.
that's all I gotta say.
It's the weirdest, most wonderful movie I've watched.
What a wonderful day! What a lovely
What a lovely day! Yes!
I'll definitely give it an A+, and I'm just sorry if it's the final thought, but I need to explain something. Why did Mad Max leave at the end?
You kind of
You never
get
watched
the
it?
Just
sense
to go
in the trilogy that George Miller sets Max up to be more of a legend than an actual person. So it's like he kind of just drifts in and out of people's stories. He's like a myth more than an
So it was
actual
like
man.
like you told me the other the other movies don't have anything related to this movie except the apocalypse and
the
all
back
that.
the back flashes with the daughter.
Yeah.
No, not
Oh,
even
there-
that, because
really?
he has a son in the.
It was his son.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. So never mind. Never
Yeah,
mind.
they're all. It's kind of like Bond. They're connected, but they don't have a continuity,
Oh
really.
yeah,
sense.
see, not understandable.
Heck
I'd
yeah.
definitely give it an A plus, like hands down.
Yeah.
I think they should stop 2015 now. Just jump.
Yeah.
It's like that's
It's
perfect
done.
way to put it. How
Give it
good the
all
movie
the
is.
Oscars.
Give it all the Oscars.
Yeah.
I thought it fucking sucked.
Liar.
No, I mean, that was a joke. This movie totally deserves all the praise that it's getting. You know, it's like 98% on Rotten Tomatoes right now. Go see it if you haven't seen it. Amazing cast, amazing acting, amazing cinematography, directing. It is a damn good movie. From the main three casts that I can think of, Nicholas Hoult, Tom Hardy, and Charlize Theron, easily the biggest movies that all three of them have done.
Yeah.
So,
Arguably so.
A+, yeah.
I don't know if this will ever happen again, where everyone in the room gives something an A+.
I've never heard you give an A plus.
I give I give too many A pluses probably.
No,
You
never,
got-
never in your reviews, in
he
like
does?
actual
Oh, yeah.
blog reviews.
Oh, all the time.
Yeah.
But I rarely use
that
the
happen?
word masterpiece, which this is.
This
This
literally was a
This
perfect.
will,
Yeah,
this
it
will,
really is.
this is one for the books.
Yeah,
for sure.
absolutely.
Yeah.
And with that, schlub it up.
Schlub it up.
Just talk about-
What?
What?